Welcome back to Weekend Door. Now, we caught up with Pepe Marais, the founding partner of Joe Public United, just after the launch of his first book, Growing Greatness, A Journey Towards Personal and Business Mastery. Take a look at this.
Pepe Marais is the founding partner and Group Chief Creative Officer of Joe Public United, as well as a published author and multi-award-winning entrepreneur. His book, Growing Greatness, offers insights towards personal and business mastery through purpose. He's also the founder and chairman of One School at a Time, a closet Afrikaans rocker and humanitarian at heart. The industry giant joins us in studio this morning to chat about his book, Growing Greatness. Pepe Jeans, welcome. How are you, sir?
Morning. Thank you.
I love how you attach the name to the jeans, and now I won't ever forget your name. I will never, ever forget it.
I'm more interested about him being an Afrikaans closet rocker. What is that all about?
It's true. Actually, I'll give you the longer version. I'll go as quick as possible, but my girlfriend at high school broke up with me and left me for a guy who could play guitar. So to get her back, I learned how to play guitar.
Gangster.
And then got into music for 16 years of my life. So
Wow.
I played the Roxy's at Melville. We used to pack it out in the mid-90s.
Wow, shout out to your ex, man.
Yeah. Well, she's not my ex, she's my wife now.
Wow! Hey, well done for being a rocker to win her back, my brother. Appreciate it. But we're here to talk about your book, Growing Greatness. Where did the idea of I need to write a book come from?
I was asked. So I've never planned to write a book. So I was approached by someone who read a lot of my thought leadership.
Okay.
And she motivated that maybe there's an opportunity to write a book for entrepreneurs in South Africa, because our country needs entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And based on that, I didn't have the time to do it, but I threw myself at it and wrote this book. And I put at the heart of it purpose, because I'm very purpose-driven in my life. And that's how it happened.
How would you define conscious leadership for those watching? I mean, there's so many connotations attached to it. It's also become diluted over the years as people have taken you. So
conscious, it's a very new concept. You know, like conscious leadership, being more purposeful, has only sort of become a talking point about 2011. So for 8 years, it's becoming a hot topic now. I would say conscious leadership is to be more aware of the impact that your decisions make, to be more aware of the impact your words make on other people, you know, the way we treat people in the corporate world, our obsession with only value for shareholders. You know, conscious leadership is about becoming more conscious of the responsibility to have impact on all stakeholders, so the people that work for you, the consumer, community at large. And it's all just words. To put into action is the real challenge.
Yeah.
So, for a long time as a creative.
30 years.
30 years. How has the creative economy and things changed ever since you started compared to now?
I would say it's radically changed in terms of negatively. But then again, I don't view things as negative. You know, so even the girlfriend that broke up with me gave me the opportunity to become a closet rock star.
It's funny you say that, because there's a chapter about that in your book. Knowledge is not only about power, and the worst thing that can happen is actually the best thing that happens.
That's exactly it. So it's the way the system works. You know, I always look at nature, and the way when there's a veld fire, there's always new growth. So there's devastation in the veld fire, and little animals die, but the ecosystem needs it because it creates new growth.
Yeah.
And I think as human beings, we're too far away from nature.
Yeah.
And looking at nature for wisdom. So I forgot the question now, because I got sort of into another little rabbit hole there.
Okay, so Pepe is passionate about education. I mean, as a leader, you would have to impart what you know. And I'm just thinking about the current structures in place and things like that. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges that you have managed to scope? And how do you think...
For education?
Yeah, in particular. And how would you want to make a difference there?
It's a massive... So I'm very passionate about our business. You know, business is like a child. I wrote about that as well.
Yeah.
It is, if you founded a business in your life, it's like bringing up a child. And you've got that same emotional connection. So my first child, which is my company, my second child is a real little human child, is 11. My business is 21 years old. Okay. It's at a stage now that we just giving it a bit more freedom. It's kind of leaving home. It's still ours. We're still super involved. So I've got this one passion But my greater vision is linked to education. And I've been working with 2 township schools now for 13 years ongoingly. And the system is truly broken. And I don't think people are aware in our country of how broken the system is. I mean, there's 22,000 dysfunctional schools out of 26,000. So 80% are factually dysfunctional, which means we are not schooling children to a level that will enable them to thrive. But that's just on a sort of a basic level. Schooling in general, globally, is not enabling people to be really like in a position to thrive in this new world that's coming to us, the ever-changing world.
And now, when you say you're working with these schools, what is it exactly that you do? Where do you come in to assist them?
I've got a non-profit organization, One School at a Time, which I founded with
Okay.
one other lady. She full-time runs it for, well, we're in it together. It's our endeavor. It's also our business as non-profit. So the business supports it financially. I raise cash for it as well. We deploy about 1.2 to 1.5 million a year, and we run four projects, very projects over the years that we found add value. So teaching kids over the weekends and actually paying the teachers. We've got a sponsorship that takes a group of kids into the wild once a year, into the Waterberg, and then 2 other projects. And we've seen evidence of improvement in the schools, but it's minuscule to the challenge that exists.
Yeah, and I mean, your focus is also on the holistic individual, because schools also just only impart certain skills, but they don't cater to the entire being. Pepe, you've been in the industry, in game of life for quite some time now. How do you stay relevant in this changing landscape? How do you continue to evolve with the times?
So I'm a learner. Well, I wouldn't say my first talent is strategy, but part of my talent set is learning. I am an absolute sponge. I always operate as if I know nothing, because factually, when you actually work it out mathematically, we know nothing. There's of everything there is to know. So every 11 hours from next year, the knowledge in the world is doubling every 11 hours. 100 years ago, it was every 100 years.